Good morning, my friends. It's Christy Shell here with Zeal Coaching, and this is your Coffee with Christy. I'm super happy to have you back. It is Friday, of course. It is 9 o'clock, so I'm much more rested, and so we're liking this time a lot, so we may stay with us. So today we are talking about expectations in the new normal. So we're going to cover that in just a second, but before we get there, I want to talk about celebrating from last week the people who won prizes for us, and they will be getting these in the mail. I'll probably put them in today. But for our prize winners, I have to check my notes. We have Catherine Frankenberg. Yay! Woo, Catherine! She is from Bodkins, Indiana. I love her, and she's been great. She's been to some of our workshops. She is going to receive a she is going to receive the Troy exclusive package, because not only did she comment, she also shared with all of her Facebook friends. So I really appreciate that, Catherine, and a big shout out to you and Abby. So thank you, thank you. Also, for the other winner is Rachel Gordon, who shared on the comments, and so Rachel Gordon will be sending you. I think Rachel's address is Greenville, so I'm gonna say Greenville. She's from Greenville, Ohio, and I'm super excited. We're gonna send you some Michelle's macaroons, a variety pack. I might instant message you and let you know which ones she have, and I can grab those for you and send them over. And then we also have Erin McCarty. She won from Fortville, Indiana, near Indianapolis, for commenting on my email list. She commented on the YouTube video. So if you didn't know this, you can hop onto my website and sign up to get everything new Christy and Zeal Coaching that you want right in your inbox, including these videos. If you kind of miss them or whatever, but you'd like to check them out and see if you want to watch, let me know. But also, they're the first to know about any trainings or anything that we have coming up. We have some fabulous ones coming up in the next few months here. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, Mason. Good morning, Dee. This morning we have, so that is what so watch for those little prizes that are coming your way, and stay tuning, because that may come back up in a couple of episodes or so that we might get prizes. So hello, and let's talk about this. So yesterday I went to a construction meeting for this meeting board that I'm on, and I was shocked when I got there because there were about 8 of us and only 3 people had masks on. And I'm not going to get into the controversy of mask or not mask. Do not send me any messages about that. But what I was noticing about myself was what my expectation was, right? So I love all these people and I respect them and I love to spend time with them, and we have a great time working on these projects together. But I was really surprised that not everyone had a mask on. And so I had to notice this about myself. I had the expectation that this is what we're doing now, and evidently not everybody's doing that. And so I thought that I would talk about this morning, about how we naturally have expectations, and sometimes we don't even know what those are, but how those are really changing in this new normal. So expectations are the idea of, they are the standards. We could call them values, but it's actually more real than just a deeper value. But expectations have, these are the things we should be. We think this should be this way, this should be that way. People should save money. People should use credit cards. There's so many different expectations that we have in our life. And sometimes we know them, and sometimes we are surprised by them, and they kind of blindside us because we didn't even know that we cared about that or thought. So the question is what kind of expectations do you have about anything, right? So here's how you know that. When you say, we should, I should, they should, right? These are the things that we have expectations. Now, in coaching, we talk a lot about, are you shoulding on yourself? That's kind of a joke. Are you beating yourself up because you have so many expectations of yourself? But so it's really important to identify what your expectations are. So think about this. What is one thing that comes up for you that you have an expectation around? So here's a silly one. We have a rule in our house. You do not go out of the house with pajamas on. So this is a silly expectation, but it's really real. Like, I'm like, nope, you cannot go out of the house without pajamas on. Now, if you know Monica, she would rather wear comfortable clothes every day. So that is one of my expectations of her, and kind of a house rule. So, but we all have tons of these, okay? We all have tons of expectations. And when we're coaching, so take a minute, think about one expectation you have and type it in. Let me know what it is, okay? Let me know what is an expectation that you have for yourself, okay? And, or like society or whatever, but let's just think maybe more about ourselves today. So think about an expectation that you have for yourself, right? So while you're doing that, continue to listen. But I'd love to hear those. But here's the thing, okay, is that when we're coaching, we talk a lot about expectations because sometimes we're trying to transform people's lives, and we are talking about possibly raising the standards, or actually sometimes lowering the standards, because we're so hard on ourselves and we freeze, okay? But sometimes we're raising the standards so that people can live and be in a different place and things like that. So we kind of have to identify these expectations inside of ourselves. So there's nothing wrong with having expectations. They're really good, and we can't take them out of us. But here's the thing. Here's where we get in trouble. We expect or assume other people have the same expectations that we do. So this is my number one rule when I'm working with teams and with relationships, is that the number one mistake we make as humans is we think people think the way that we do. And when they don't, we judge them, okay? So when you think about, I have this expectation, and then you assume everyone else has that expectation, and when they don't, we go to fight or flight, right? Now our norm, or what we think is a standard, has been broken. And what happens is we judge people for this, okay? Now, there are expectations that you should not let go of. Like, right? Whatever those are, you should not let go of them, okay? But also know that you can be mistaken. You could be wrong. And here's why. Because you think your expectation is right, and actually other people's expectations are right too. What happens is we shut down and we go to battle, or we regress back, that fight or flight type of idea. And we don't explore what their thinking is, what their perspective is. We don't give them empathy to understand their outlook on the world. And so this is where we always have these battles. We're having it hugely in the country, but just in general, like in normal everyday relationships, right? And so instead of coming to better solutions, or coming to more understanding, or just respecting each other's opinion more, we are breaking it down and really imploding the possibilities there of just getting along more, being kinder, but also solutions, right? And so we have to really explore this, okay? And we have to really kind of notice when I am putting my expectations on somebody else. And notice if that is a battle that is worth fighting, because it could be, or if I am making all kinds of assumptions and judgments because I believe this, and I don't really give people the right to believe whatever they want to believe. So it's really interesting. Let me use an example. So like in the world, we are very confused because all these different governors are doing different things, right? And so everybody doesn't know what the right thing to do in the United States. I was talking to a friend who lives in South Africa on Sunday, and she was saying, the government just took over. We went to a 5-level shutdown. We're at level 5, and basically like red, blue, green, like they're at level 5 and they are locked down. You can't even walk the dog. Okay, so maybe good, maybe bad, but there's a different perspective. But here's the killer, and this is the thing we really need to understand. She was saying South Africans are great about this because we just all take it as on a grain of salt. We have a sense of humor about it. We respect it, but we don't take ourselves so seriously. And so this is kind of the thought I want to kind of hopefully put into you. I can have my expectations, I can have my standards, but can I just have a sense of humor or a sense of exploring or a sense of curiosity about what other people, can I not take myself so seriously? Now, when we're talking about life and death, do not misunderstand me. I do take it very seriously. But we come to it with such a fight mode that we don't find solutions. We don't try to understand each other. So this idea of expectations and our assumptions and our judgments just break us down and lock us in, okay? And so really to think about when we go into, we're reopening things, we may have to reshut things, we may have to be reopening things, we're going to have a lot of confusion and a lot of miscommunication and misunderstanding because people are going to be adjusting their expectations. Some people won't be adjusting them at all, and that's going to be tough. Some people will be adjusting them and not consistent until we kind of land on a normal. And because we have to have a social normal, right? We have to have expectations of a society or a group of friends or a community of people, right? So we also have expectations as Americans or whatever, right? But the whole idea is to understand those are adjusting, and we're going to have to be considerate and explore and be in empathy and understanding right now so that we can get to our new normal, and that we don't have to tear each other down while we're trying to figure it out, okay? So please be open, please be exploring, please notice the expectations that you have. Please notice if you need to raise a standard, that's completely great. Or if you want to ask other people to raise a standard for you. But please come to it with an open heart and a willingness to be kind and just bring a lot of love, because in this situation we are scared and we need to have some love and understanding and some patience with each other, and bringing that curiosity and discovery and trying to find our new normal is really an important thing. Good morning, Lisa. So thank you so much for being here. This is Christy Shell. I am super looking forward to the weekend. I've been working really hard. And next week when we come back, make sure that you share it and bring some friends. And if you do a video party, I would love that. But please love this, make comments, do all those things. Those help me. Also, we have a lot of video, this is a great time to get high school and college age students in that are rising up into the next year. So juniors are rising, seniors or sophomores rising to juniors, because this is the great time over the next few months to really work on that dream for the future. So if you could help me out and spread that word, we do some great coaching with our high school and college age kids during the summer. So this is Christy Shell. One more time, thank you. And I will see you next week on Coffee with Christy.